I bumped the Raiders up from their end of season power ratings strictly because they have a quarterback now and a coach now. If the Raiders didn't play indoors, I'm not sure I'd value Geno Smith much at all, but Geno's numbers indoors compared to outdoors is pretty significant. 15 career starts indoors, Geno Smith generated a positive EPA in all 15 of those games. Along with a 52% success rate, his numbers are equivalent to what a top 5 quarterback in the league's numbers would look like. In those indoor starts, his team's offense went over their win total 14 of the 15 games, going over by an average margin of 9 points. Now, compared to playing outdoors, his numbers dropped to around a league average, which I guess would still be an upgrade to last year, one of the worst offenses in the league with Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. No offense turned it over more on third and fourth down and in the red zone than the Raiders did. It was so bad they gave mercy to star wide receiver Devontae Adams and let him go to the Jets midseason. Now, there's a saying about how good teams get lucky. If that's true, then bad teams get unlucky, and that was true for the 2024 Raiders team. There's a few categories where luck plays a big factor. Fumbles, and more importantly, fumble recoveries is a big one. Nothing more random than a fumble bouncing on the ground. Where it ends up, nobody knows, but last season it almost never ended up in the hands of a Raiders player. 33 fumbles, only 6 recoveries. They had the single worst fumble recovery rate of 20%. It's the lowest fumble recovery rate of any team in the past decade. It's a full 8% lower than the next team. Raiders fumbled a lot on offense, caused some fumbles on defense, but just never recovered them. Overall, they finished negative 16 in turnover differential. The Raiders' turnovers were at the worst possible times, too. In the fourth quarter, with a game margin of 7 points or less, the Raiders' offense had the second highest turnover rate. I have the Raiders playing just easier than a league average strength of schedule this season. I have their average opponent rated a half point below a league average team. They're expected to face the fourth easiest schedule of opposing offenses. I keep seeing people talk about how the Raiders have the overall worst net rest advantage in the league. Negative 19-day rest disadvantage, which is true. It's by far the worst. The next closest is like negative 9 days. But my opinion, rest advantage or disadvantage in this case is something that takes a toll over a season more than it is like week to week. Raiders face 3 teams who will enter the game coming off a bye week, which obviously means their opponent has more rest days. But in 2 of those games, the Raiders have 10 days of rest themselves. Now, short weeks, which is less than 7 days rest, Raiders have 3 of those. Not saying rest days don't matter, but it matters more like situationally, and it's not really like correlated to being a definitive negative. The Broncos had 16-day net rest disadvantage last season. They made a run to the playoffs, and just because a team has a 12-day or 12 days of rest one week and you have like 10, yes, it's a 2-day net rest disadvantage, but not sure how much that matters at all. Well, at least it's not something I think that does.